Hi, everyone. Welcome to our art workshop with Micheline Hess. I am Regine L. Sawyer. I am the coordinator and founder of the Women in Comics Collective International, WINK for short. And we're so happy to have Micheline here. Micheline, hey, hi, hello.
Hey, what's going on? Sorry, I'm trying to mute my phone.
That's okay.
I have to look down to do stuff like that now. It's so sad. Hi,
That's okay.
everybody. My name is Micheline Hess. These days, I work as an art director at an ad agency. And on the side, I also freelance as an illustrator for children's graphic novels that are published. Well, hopefully, will be published. And one of the things that I started picking up at the beginning of the initial COVID outbreak was VR, and I ended up purchasing an Oculus Quest, which I guess is now is like Meta Quest. And I started learning about 3D and how to make art in 3D. And it was very, very cool because I've actually tried many times in the past to try and learn 3D programs, mostly with Blender, but I always found the interface to be really, really intimidating. It's very busy, it's very complex. Once you know what you're doing, of course, it's a different story, but that really put me off in the beginning. And because I was able to learn in VR, the environment is a lot more open. It's a lot more relaxed. The interface that you're working with is a lot more pared down. And it's very simple. And so it was actually a really great way for me to learn that. And then I started using Blender. So over the course of the initial pandemic, I was learning how to become a 3D artist. Not so much because I thought I would get paid for that, which I have gotten paid for doing some stuff, but mostly because I just really enjoy it. And there's a lot of things about it that are just very therapeutic for me, particularly working in VR. It's a nice way to kind of just shut things out for a while, listen to music, and just kind of do your own thing. So I'm going to be doing my own thing. My glasses are so tilted. I'm going to be doing my own thing today. And I'm going to be doing it in an app called Adobe Medium, which runs on well, I'm calling it Oculus Quest. That's just what I want to call it. And yeah, feel free to ask questions about my process. I'll talk a little bit about my own like learning journey and things like that. And hopefully it'll be a nice, chill, enjoyable time. So here we go. Without further ado, may I switch?
Yes.
Okay. Dun-dun-dun-dun. All right, I'm gonna try and share. Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
Can people
Can
hear
people
me?
hear me?
Regine, can you
Regine,
hear
can you
me?
hear me?
Dear.
Dear.
Hmm.
Yes, we can hear you. There's just feedback.
Weird echo. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's because of my laptop here.
Yeah, so mute
Is
one
this,
of them, please.
hang on. uh, is this better? No.
We're still hearing some feedback.
How about now?
Yes, because I think I muted you.
Oh, okay. That's great. Thank you. Woo!
You're welcome. Okay.
Yes. All
I'm
right.
I'm Ghost. I'm lurking in the YouTube chat.
All right. But please to give time occasionally, please. Okay. So, um, this application, which is now owned by Adobe, is an application that allows you to actually sculpt in VR. So this is my world that I'm in right now. It actually is customizable. Any noise you hear in the background are one of my annoying cats. Apologies in advance. So I'm going to start. Oh my god, I'm going to kill this cat. I'm not going to kill him. It's okay. And so now with this on, this is what is basically mirroring what I do on one side, and I actually like using a brown color for the clay. You can make any color. You can make it purple if you want to, but it just gives it a more clayey feel, you know? So, one of the things I learned, was the importance of blocking in your shape. You know, initially, when I first started doing this, I was kind of envisioning, just, like, doing the statue of David in, like, one go, and it just being this really romantic kind of thing, but it wasn't. I had actually a lot to learn about the language of shape, and how to kind of get those into a 3D format in a way that really allows me to, um, use the character's own appearance to tell a story as well, you know? So, this is not an application that can be run on the Oculus Quest, as a standalone device. You actually need a PC to run, uh, Adobe Medium, just so you know. So this actually supports layers. So I just added a new layer, and I'm going to no, mm. When I press the main trigger, it goes from whatever tool I'm using to the smooth tool. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of smoothing things. You can also see, what the, uh the number of voxels that are making up. So you see the resolution is very low right now, and that's very ideal, if you're actually just blocking things in the way I am right now. The move tool, which is what I have now, was something that I ignored for a really long time, basically because I didn't really understand like what it did. But it really allows you to move and bend and shape, uh, what you're sculpting in a way that's very intuitive, and I often just smooth as I go, which is what I'm doing here. Mm. It's not a rabbit, by the way. So, I don't necessarily think it's necessary to smooth constantly like this. It's really just kind of something I do as I go along. So oops, oops, sorry, everybody. So when you double click this gear icon here, your green circle turns to red, and that means that it has a reductive property to whatever you put it on. So instead of adding clay, you're taking it away, smoothing along. Um, when I was first learning how to do 3D stuff, one of the things that I did a lot of was I watched YouTube, because they have just an unbelievable amount of content on there that gives so much insight into process with different software, their own kind of learning journey, different techniques to achieve different effects. Whole classes in modeling are on there, and like really quality stuff. So I watched a lot of that. Now I am going to manipulate this. So this is what allows you to actually move things on an axis. So you see I'm tilting the ears. I used to try and do this freehand, and the really dangerous thing about that is that if you have anything that you're using symmetry to create, it's very easily, to throw it off. And so, your whole model is just like kind of jacked because, at its core, it's not symmetrical. Of course, if you're trying to go for an asymmetrical look, that's fine, but Initially in the beginning, like, I can't stand it when I'm losing that. So, clicking on the different, parts of the model allow me to access them. Oftentimes when people are modeling, they'll have, reference images of what they're creating, which I think can be really helpful if you're in a situation where you just can't, pull it out of your own head. It's always, really good to have pictures, and so one of the things you can do in this software is you can import, reference images, and you can place them wherever you want in the world. If you wanna have them up here and you just kind of look up every once in a while to reference the image, you can do that very easily. But sometimes it's nice to just, work freehand and um, not put too much pressure on yourself to have something come out, you know, just so. Eyeball, nice, and, I'm gonna actually use another layer to create the nose. Now, what you see happening here as I'm smoothing it, it's getting kind of rough around the edges, is because the resolution of this, piece is very low. So I'm gonna actually increase it. You see right now it's just these squares. So now you can actually get more detail, and you'll see it even looks a little smoother too. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time in VR, last year. Um, you know, there was so much going on. It just seemed like just a lot of madness, and, between, like, what's going on in the world and personal stuff, I spent a lot of time in VR because why not, It's quiet there unless you have music. The games aren't bad either. Anybody who has a setup, I strongly recommend you check out Half-Life Alyx because that is one of the greatest VR games ever. It's so amazing, really beautiful. So I'm going to increase the resolution here a little so I can do more with this. Well, that did nothing. One other nice function here that you can actually get a high degree of uh, customization with your brushes here. You even have a whole bunch of different kinds of pre-created models that they give you. So if you just want a human head to like mess around with, you'll see how it looks like a head now, or it looks like something from the thing. It's like, but yeah, very cool. In this case, I'm just using a standard round brush, and I'm gonna steady the stroke a little bit. And what this does is it kind of takes the shakes out of it, since my hands always shake when I'm using this thing. So it kinda just locks it in a little more, and, you get a lot more control, which is really nice. And I'm gonna take that off. So, I learned with this app, also another application called Gravity Sketch, which is really more about 3D modeling as opposed to sculpting. Um, I guess you're really less sculpting in that app and more about using like using a cube and then creating different shapes from that and subdividing and things like that. It's a little more technical, I think, in terms of just how you apply it, but no less meditative, honestly. I really enjoy it very much. And it was wonderful taking those models and bringing them into Blender, which is free, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know. Um, Blender is an incredibly powerful program for something that you don't have to pay anything, and they're always updating and improving it. And you can take the models that you make in here, you can bring them into Blender, you can unwrap them, you can create textures for them, you can do all kinds of amazing stuff. You can even rig them up. And there's also I think Adobe has something called Mixamo. So they you can actually just apply their animations, their character animations to your creation, which is pretty neat. I'm just gonna inflate this a little bit. Something else that VR is really nice for is socializing actually. In a situation where you can't go outside, I have friends who, they have movie night where you go in VR. There have been VR raves. You can even enter your model in contests and things for XR for the XR community. So it's a very robust community, and they have a lot of um, really great groups and things like that on Facebook and on Discord as well. Mm. Now I'm moving the chin down, and because I'm doing it this way, everything's kept on the axis that it's supposed to be on, which is good. Interestingly enough, there was a point where one of my cats is over there, aren't they? I was doing so much VR that I developed a really irritating condition called trigger finger, where my thumb on my right hand would not really bend smoothly. It would just kind of snap from like an upright position to like a 90-degree position. Uh, so I guess the moral of the story there is take breaks. Take breaks when you're doing this kind of stuff. Um, I always thought there was a crease tool. It's really easy to be spending more and more time in here if you're really into whatever you're doing, gaming or creating art or animation. There's also a really great, another great app called Tilt Brush, which I think was actually my gateway app. But yeah, it's definitely important to take breaks and rest your eyes because you're basically talking about like light blasting into your eyes at very close range. Does anyone have any questions? Mm.
No questions yet, but they're coming.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
what's my time?
It's 5:20. You have plenty of time. Take your time.
Oh, excellent.
Everything
Okay.
looks great.
Excellent.
I'm just in here as a disembodied voice to help guide you.
Oh,
Guide you to the
oh
light,
my
I guess.
Jesus! Oh my goodness! Oh, you know what? Let me save this before. Okay, because all right, let's try something here. What's really cool too is you can make this thing as huge as you want while you're working on it, which is really a nice way to really get into your piece. You can really get in there and see what you're doing. I am going to do this. I am going to merge. So now the ears and the head are one piece. And I'm just going to actually what? Okay, resolution is middle to a little on the high side, but who cares? Not paying for it. But yeah, I find that there's even a really great graffiti app called King Spray, and you don't have to have a desktop PC to run that. And it's just wonderful because it creates all these different environments, um, and you can basically tag up, and it plays music. It's really wonderful. I'm gonna see if I can find a shape. Mm. So we're getting out of humanity. I'm going to look for something mechanical. Ah, crud. There it is. Mm, kind of hoping I could find something like an O-ring. Mm, Taurus. All right. I don't know if this is necessarily the best way to do this, but here goes. Oof. Okay. All right. There are definitely better ways of doing this, but I think sometimes maybe one of the fun things about it is also just kind of figuring things out. Mm, we'll stay with that for now. I'm just gonna make the eyes a little bigger, and I'm going to hopefully. Ah, something else that's nice to work with when you are sculpting is books of anatomy. Animal anatomy are really great, or just finding pictures online that show the anatomy and help you have a better oops, hate that. Better sense of kind of where things sit, how muscles and flesh hang off of bones and things. It can really help give a very convincing edge to your convincing quality, I guess, to your piece. You know. All right, I see you. So I want the mouth to be open, and I'm going to. So this is letting me move it, backwards, forwards, up, down. A little temperamental. It's nice. Now I'm going to where's the jaw? New. There we go. Merge. So now the jaw and the overall head are on one layer. It's almost like working in Photoshop in that respect. Ooh. So there we go. So far, kind of like trying to get the nose bigger, but you see every time it changes. Hang on. All right, fine. Just reshape. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm just inflating the back of the head to give the overall bust just a little more volume. Now I'm smoothing it, smoothing the ears. Once again, I don't necessarily know that that's something you have to do, but it helps. Okay. I'm gonna add a tongue. Oh gosh, doesn't look right. Oh no, wrong layer. Sorry. Maybe I'll make this a fish. And that too is one of the things I love about sculpting is that you can start out with one thing and totally go in another direction.
So I'm going to pop in for a minute.
Okay.
I have a couple of questions. I
Oh
find this
yeah, good.
amazingly fascinating. And I guess I want to get some questions in before I see anyone else's pop up, but maybe they have the same questions that I do. Um, so one of my questions is, um, when you're doing this style of art, is the
Mhm.
intention for like to have something actually at some point physically sculpted, or are you using this for storytelling purposes? Like, are you doing stories? Are you doing books? Like, what's going on in that sense?
Mm. Um, so I think that there's a lot of different applications for this. It really depends on what you're thinking about or what you need. What's nice is that because you can have a character, create a 3D character like this, and you can even mess with like the lighting. You can get all kinds of really cool effects. Um, it's excellent in the realm of concept design or character design. If you're designing characters, you see here you have layer support. You can even do uh, I always call it rotisserie. You can even do the lathe, which oh here it is. Oh no, that's not it. Anyway, maybe you can do lathe. Oh here it is. Oh yeah, this is really really fast. um, but that's the beautiful thing is that you can I know artists who actually will create objects in 3D in a world like this, bring it into Photoshop, and because the lighting is already set up, because you already dealt with that, you already kind of explored that, you can, you know, it can actually inform quite a bit of what else you do. You can do background work, you can do uh, even simple storyboards. With this particular application, I think, um, say for example, I was interested in designing this as a video game character. What I would then do is, or what you could do is you could import this model into a 3D program like Blender, and it will actually allow you to create um, a 3D model using like vectors and points, which is much lighter than using something like this. You would never be able to use this in a game. It would need to be remade, or remodeled in 3D. Um, and so this could be something that serves as a base for the ultimate character that you end up building, because it's something that allows such a fluid degree of creation. You can, use it for that purpose. Um, and then there's also other VR apps that actually allow you to rig your character um, in VR and animate it in VR and control lighting and music and everything like that. Um, I can give the name of the application I'm thinking of to you later, but they actually have a free version now, and you can literally create your own little movies and things. And I don't even mean to say little movies, but like you
Yeah.
can have your own show basically.
Well, we
You
have a
know.
question. I'm going to take questions as we go since I had my
Okay.
question. I guess it opened it up to the audience for everyone else. Like, oh, shoot, I have a question too. So we have a question from Yalaki. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Um, I didn't know VR sculpting existed. I'm shook. Haha. I've always been afraid of 3D, but this looks very approachable. How's the learning curve feel like
Um,
for a complete rookie?
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I was a complete rookie when I went into this. So prior to going into sculpting, as I said, I was using Gravity Sketch, which is usually using modeling, 3D modeling, using, say, for example, subdivisions and things like that, and adding loops and extrusions and things. So that actually helped me to kind of understand a little bit of how I can apply that to here. But really, in the end of the day, it's just about kind of taking time to sort of play with it, you know, and experimenting and trying different things. I would say that this is being able to do this in VR is a lot of why uh, I know how to do this now. You know, it it took I don't know, maybe a couple of months to kind of get into the groove. But as I was also saying, there's so many videos on YouTube that talk about stuff like this. You really can't go wrong. Sometimes I would just be working or even in bed, and I would watch videos where people are showing their process and just talking about it. Um, in a nerdy kind of way. It was very, very soothing. Right now, I'm painting. Um, so you can actually paint in this application as well, and it kind of works like a spray brush. Normally, I don't know if I would have a blue cat, but you know, you can also affect opacity, and you can affect the hardness and softness of the brush. And stomp will basically color the entire thing. I don't really use it much. I like the spray can. So I'm gonna turn off. And yeah, you can get some really nice effects, you know, just like that.
So this is a side question. Can
Okay.
you
I thought you said
actually
side quest. I was
well,
like, oh,
side
I know.
question, well, it's not directly art related, but can you actually choose for your hands to be brown?
Yes.
I love it. Okay.
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can actually set up an avatar. So if I'm working from my avatar, hang on one second. I just want to try. So for edges like these, what I'll do, because I want them to be smoother, is I'll take light opacity, real soft brush, and just bring it over on the line. It's kind of like cleaning up a fade. Yeah, so you can actually manifest in like in this world as your avatar. So yes, happily I was able to make my avatar brown. Hmm. So the nice thing that you can also do is you can affect the materials. So for something like that, that gum that cats have, and I guess dogs have it too. It's kind of on the lip. I like to make it really shiny, so you can actually dial down the roughness, and you'll see that it becomes much more specular and shiny. And I'm gonna color the teeths. There. I think the eyes might need to be green. But yeah, this is what this to me is like so relaxing, you know. Not just creating, but also just looking at what other people are doing. They have a really nice robust presence on oh, yeah, on Facebook. A lot of really nice communities, you know. I am trying to make it shiny. Ugh. So, yeah, I could pretty much spend the whole day playing around like this, but you see the eyes are very shiny. And you also have different kinds of material, so I can actually make this emissive, and you'll see that there's a nice kind of glow. If I take the woiled, can't find it. Use the woiled. So you can affect everything in the world too. You can turn off your skybox and your ground plane, and it's just you and your model. Which is actually really cool. And
So, for
mhm.
your professional purposes, what have you been using this for the most? This particular program?
uh, I guess maintaining my sanity doesn't count, right?
It totally counts. Okay,
Okay.
it totally counts.
So maintaining sanity is the first. Um, I have done some character design work for VR projects, but not much. I've created large scale sculptures that appeared in VR performances, but mostly. Oh, and I've also kind of created a nice portfolio over time. Um, and to be perfectly honest, I don't necessarily know what I'm going to do with it. Um, but I've been posting a lot of my stuff on Behance and just kind of, you know, getting out there in the community. So they have a just as a side note, they have a metallic material here, which is really neat. Um, so one of the things that I try to one of the voices that I try to keep quiet um, is the need to ask myself like what I am going to do with this. I find that a lot of times when I do that, um, when I kind of keep that narrative running, it's kind of disruptive. It's kind of
Okay.
disruptive because you know you want to kind of just get into the flow. So one of the things that I found is that when I don't think about it much, is when I tend to do the most work. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, the most, like, I dive into it the most, and when I forget about it, I don't it doesn't seem like work, and I tend to do my best stuff. Um, what else was I gonna say? I've also partnered with a couple of different people, um, designing characters and working on projects like that. But there haven't been any kind of crazy, um, huge jobs or anything like that. I think if I were to push it more, I could probably get a job doing concept art for somebody, but I haven't really been able to push it that much lately. Just because, I guess, working, managing home life and stuff like that, it's sort of cut into this time a little bit, and I haven't been able to do as much as I want. That is like the super roundabout answer too. Sorry.
Oh, it's perfect. Don't be sorry. It's perfect. It's your truth.
But I definitely think learning 3D in this way, like, no one's going to be like, "Oh, well, we're not going to give you a job because you learned 3D in VR." As a matter of fact, they may oops. They may, they may look at that with a sort of a renewed interest because I think that VR is making a really intense comeback. I mean, I don't necessarily know if it's here to stay, but it's definitely getting the attention of people, folks. Goldfish? Okay, maybe. Oops. That is not what I want. I think when you consider the kind of effects that COVID has had on, the workforce and
Yes.
and the way people work, you know, I
Yeah.
think something like this could really be really interesting addition to one's arsenal insofar as being able to get work, because you're literally modeling, you know. And I mean that's legit automatically.
And it also seems very therapeutic. I mean, I think you mentioned that before. So you get into this meditative state, just like a lot of
Yeah.
different types of like creative mediums. You find yourself just being not just in a zone, but at peace, and
Yeah, very
things
much at
become
peace.
clearer.
Yes, it's very clarifying, and by the time you're done with your session, you're just kind of like, wow, what was I even so like pissed off about? Or maybe you remember what that is, but um it doesn't bother you as much, you know. Like your problems might still be there, but also it can oops, it can help you sort of think through those things. Um you just kind of zone out and you start to think about stuff, and it's oops, this is kind of a pain in the butt. Sometimes the paint will go through when you're doing different sides, and to this very day, I don't know how to prevent that. And yeah, you can create some really nice moods. Uh, but it can get hot too.
What
It
do you
can get a
mean?
little hot. Like you can start getting hot like under your headset.
Oh,
You have to have yeah, you have to have, like, a good airflow or, like, take more breaks. And it's good if you set up I mean, a lot of these have a guardian set up so that you can prevent yourself from sort of knocking things over. Like, you have, like, a barrier. Well, I guess he's evil. Oh, alright, alright. Speaking of evil.
he's very much reminding me of the Cadillac Cats
Oh my god.
from Heathcliff.
Yes. The Cadillac Hats. Oh my I watched that show a lot. Riff Raff and Cleo.
Yes, yeah. Big shout out to Black Comics Chat because on the weekends they have a podcast called Cartoons and Cereal, and the audience can watch 80s and 90s cartoons. It's been so
Oh,
great.
nice.
I love it. I like to see all the throwbacks. All the throwbacks.
Yes.
Cliff has
That's
been
so
one of them.
cool.
Yes, Visionaries, Gem. There's Gem Sundays.
Damn, it's
Gem
truly a
Sundays.
region.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Street Sharks. Just a
Str
yes, just just an amazing, amazing weekend podcast.
I gotta
Definitely,
check that
folks,
out.
check out their Twitch channel and join. They have really great content, even outside of the cartoons and cereal. So within the last couple of weeks, I think we watched Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they, like, drove around like they had a car, right?
They had a
Like, that was their
Cadillac.
car.
They had a Cadillac.
Oh my god. So fast. Yeah, the more RAM you have in these computers, the better. Oh, no, it looks a little cracky.
He definitely looks like he hasn't. He's had to fight for a few meals.
Yeah.
He's had to fight for a few meals.
My fish.
Is he supposed to be coming out of the sewer? That definitely looks like
I
a
was
sewer drain.
actually gonna make like a thing for a helmet, but I think
Oh,
I'm just gonna make it a collar.
okay. That's definitely a neighborhood cat. Really scrappy. Very New York. Very,
New York,
here
yeah.
for it. Very New York. Very here for
Ooh,
it.
New York. I wonder. Hang on a minute. Oh, I'm gonna do this the stupid way. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty ugly. Mhm. No. Gotta make this a New York cat.
Yes. Yes.
All right. This is going in the trash. And now, how do you duplicate? All right, the chain is kind of janky, I admit, but whatever.
Okay.
Want perfection? Jeez.
It feels like we're going back to the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I should give him a Catco hat.
Yeah. Instead of the
Oh,
kangaroo, the
yeah.
Raffle.
Good. I like this. Mm. Mm. All right. Now, here's the annoying part. Ugh. I think there's a way to actually get everything in its own folder, but I am going to do it the lazy way.
So do you usually just create what you feel like creating, or do you always just have something in mind sometimes when you're making your make as a
Sometimes I just start out playing and I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Sorry, Boo. Soon. I'll feed you soon. I will feed you soon. I swear.
you're talking to your real cats? One of your real
Yeah.
cats, by the way. not,
um,
not the one on the screen, because he looks really hungry. So
yeah. This is like their time, and they know like what time they get fed.
it's like,
It's
what are
kind
you
of
doing? You're
scary.
messing with
Like
a
they can tell time.
fake cat. We need to eat.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? And who the hell is that? Wait. What was the question? I'm sorry. Oh, Sometimes I go in with an intention, and then other times I have no idea. I just go in, or I sometimes even coming in, I know what I'm going to like. I think I know what I'm going to do, but then as I'm working at it, it's like, oh well, you're sometimes a design can almost take on a life of its own. Saturday cartoon.
It's really fun. It's a lot of fun.
It sounds like fun. The cereal and everything.
And they usually are not sure what they're going to play. They usually ask the audience what we want to see, but some shows have become mainstays, like Gem, for example. We're at the end of season 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and back then, I mean
Um.
the the seasons were long. There's a lot of episodes.
Yeah. They were like doing. Yeah.
It's a lot of episodes. So, and
I kind of
again,
miss that sort of excitement.
yeah, I do too. I do too. But again, they
Mhm.
try to mix it up. They try to mix it up, but there are a couple of mainstays like Gem, like I think Street Fighter. We've been
Oh,
watching
nice. Okay.
Street Sharks, Double Dragon.
I wonder if they'll show Godzilla. I think I'm dating myself
I
now,
think
huh?
we have. Well, the other day they actually showed the original Ghostbusters,
Oh,
like
nice.
60 60s
Oh, wow.
Ghostbusters, the live action and I think the 70s cartoon. Well, I think no, they're both from the 70s. So yes, it is a lot of fun.
Ghostbusters? No.
Yes, 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 they found it because I think I had mentioned it in the chat. They were chatting
That
about
would
it.
have to be like 80s to 90s, no?
No, there's an original Ghostbusters. I mean, if this is off topic, but if, if folks want to check it out, there is a show on Netflix called The Movies That Made Us, and it talks about Ghostbusters. One of the episodes is about Ghostbusters, and it mentions that there was a series that predated our Ghostbusters from the 80s, from
Oh,
1984.
wow. I had no
Yeah,
idea.
and they had to get permission to use that title. They had to get permission. I think
Oh,
they actually
wow.
bought it. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where the hell was I? Jeez.
You're around. You're around. Well, I'll say this:
Oh.
once they played the cartoon on Cartoons and Serial, um, I recognized it immediately. I said, "Oh yeah, I saw that as a little girl. I remember it immediately."
Hmm.
Oh, I love this. It looks like silly putty. Like
It looks
it looks
so
like silly putty
wonky.
as you're putting the body together.
I might have to cut these arms off. Sorry, cat. All right, I'm gonna cut. I don't know if that's gonna work. Nope. I'm gonna cut. Having a little too much fun.
Definitely sounds like a tension release.
Oh yeah, the cut,
As you're
the
putting
cutting
it in.
tool.
Yeah.
There's one for you and another one for you. Yeah. All right, all right. Give me a minute. Ah, listen. It's not a tumor.
He is pretty buff. He is pretty buff.
It
He's pretty buff.
looks
I wouldn't want to
like.
mess with him. Wouldn't want to mess with that alley cat.
Yeah. Definitely got some behavior issues. He's like, draw, which is not what I wanted. But oh, what's on time?
Oh, it is 6:01, so we have 14 minutes.
Okay.
We have 14 minutes. If anyone would like to ask any questions, feel free to put it in the chat on YouTube. If you're a Wink website member, feel free to put a comment or a question in the chat there. You'll be able to log in and post whatever question you'd like. But we'll continue to just watch you draw.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else to talk
Or
about.
I should say sculpt. It's like a mixture of sculpting and drawing. It's like you're doing it all at
Yeah,
once. Like it's like you're designing right on, like almost
yeah,
on the screen, but right in VR.
yeah.
I mean,
That's yeah. It's kind of intoxicating.
I can tell. I mean, do you find that it has sort of maybe taken you away from standard illustration? Like it's sort of been like your mind now. Like, like do you
Mm,
feel like you like I don't feel like taking out the pen and the pad, or I don't feel like taking out the tablet, for example.
I think. Oh Lord, what happened? I think when I first started getting the hang of it, it was a lot like that. It was like a really intense, you know, like love affair that I was having with this whole thing. Um, and then lately, like I haven't been able to do it as much because client work is literally keeping me in the 2D space. So I really haven't been able to use it as much as I would like, just because this body is jacked up. Just because it's like, you know,
I mean, we're working with it. We're working with
here we
it.
go. Yeah, so I'm mostly doing uh 2D illustration, and a lot of times by the time I'm done, like working for the day or the evening, because a lot of times I'll be working for the ad agency during the day, and then at night is or in the evening is when I'm drawing. When I'm drawing. Um, so I just really haven't had the I don't know the desire really to pick up anything else. I'm usually feeling just kind of exhausted at that point. And this cat has some big ass feet. Oh, I'm not supposed to swear. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
His feet look checked. He's a rescue cat for sure.
He's been through it. He's been
He's
through
been
it.
through it.
He's been through it.
All right, Lord. Okay. All right. His tail was broken in many places. Just sue me. All right.
Oh, bless him. Bless him. Yolaki says, also watching you work is very relaxing. I know,
Oh,
right?
awesome. I'm glad. Oh, you didn't see that. Um,
It
Yeah,
is. It
I
is.
agree. Very
I'm feeling
relaxing.
I'm feeling the Bob Ross vibes.
Yeah, happy little tree. Happy little
Like
mutated cat.
just happy little muscles, happy little
Happy little
paws.
muscles. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna mess up his legs a little more. Yeah, see, this is what happens when, at some point, the model, I must have moved it off the axis because you see that the symmetry is affecting one side more than the other. So at
So
that
is
point,
I'm sorry,
what's
is the
that?
access the string in the middle of his head? Well, no, and
Um,
like
that's
going
the
quickly, it's going laterally.
that lets you know that you're in the mirror tool. Oops.
Okay, okay.
Um, but yes, it's telling you where the axis is. It's also, hang on, oh, it's really high resolution. That's cool. Yeah, that's essentially like dead center. So at some point, I think God, even his coat looks diseased. Hold on a minute. Okay.
I
Better.
mean, I think you did mention he's a street cat, so there might be some mange. There might be some mange for sure. He he's been through it. He's definitely been
He
through
has
it.
been through it. He's like, what?
Through
I'm
it.
hungry. Ugh. Uh, anyway.
I mean, he's looking pretty good. It's been great to
Eh,
just watch this from beginning to end to see you essentially complete this piece.
ugh.
Are we doing
Yeah.
daintier feet? No, well, no,
You know what? I'm just gonna hang on a minute. I really hate these legs. Sorry. Kind of barrel chested. I'm gonna call him Harvey Keitel.
Harvey guys.
Harvey Keitel. I got dad jokes for you. All right. All right. Let's try again. No! And this is why you need to study anatomy.
I was thinking that I've been watching you. Like, you have to know anatomy to be doing the stuff that you're doing. Absolutely 100%. Because
Yeah,
your
it'll
hand,
definitely.
I feel like your hand is so deft. It's like you know exactly. Like, nope, this is not how this part should look, or how I. This is not how I want it to look. This is not. This is not working out.
Yeah, and sometimes you can actually get it to work out, and then other times, like I have to get up and walk away because it's just.
Well, thankfully, you have actual living models running around your floor.
Yeah,
You
that's
really
true.
need. So you can
I really have no excuse.
put one of them right on your desk and say, "Yeah, yeah,
Plunk.
sit here for a second."
You want treats? Don't you move.
I'm surprised I haven't seen a little tail or a little butt come to the
I'm
screen.
actually
Usually,
surprised too. I
yeah,
figured
yeah,
maybe I just didn't see them.
yeah. We've had
So,
you on a few panels, and your cat Figment definitely has had things to say, or at least show
say,
us.
yeah, very opinionated show. All right. He had a change of heart for Christmas, and he was saved. Oh, it was supposed to look like a heart. Damn. I was gonna do the alien thing. Oh. So you'll notice it
Nice.
kind of has these boxy edges, and that's mainly because the resolution of the model is low. So you tend to have this um, sort of pixelated quality.
Can you choose
Uh,
the resolution of your model?
yeah. So if I was really feeling this model, I could increase the resolution a couple of times, and you'll see the edges are a little better. You know, um, a little more clean. Oops. I wonder. No, I can't do it. Anyway, there's a cat. Oh, wait, let me try and. Oh, you know what? Here, I'll
Oh,
do
there
some.
we go.
You can also add
There you go.
lights. And I'm going to add a light here. Add color. I'm going to make it green. So you can have this point. But so you can actually create some really great moods with rim lights, which I'm not using properly, but all right, I'm going to be here for the next 6 hours with this thing.
So we're at the 1 minute mark.
What? Okay.
Don't rush. Don't rush. You have a minute or two.
Oh, I was just going to set up the lathe. So we're going to cut it down like that. Shush. Oh, how do we make it invisible? There. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there he is.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I definitely think he needs a name. He's fabulous.
Fab.
Fab, yeah, Fab. Fab the cat.
Oh, poor guy. He's like, kill me.
I mean, he definitely I mentioned Cadillac Cats. He's giving me also some John Wick vibes. John Wick vibes.
Somebody killed my mouse.
Basically.
How do I turn it off now? Oh. Yeah. So there we go.
There we go. I'll come back, put my face on the screen a little bit.
Yeah, let me switch over. You might need to unmute me on the other computer.
Okay, so it's I can let's Okay.
Oh, you have to mute me on the other one.
I know I did the right thing initially. Initially, it was awesome. But let me. You're still accidentally muted. Okay, there we go.
Okay. How's that?
That's great. That's great. Oh my God, that was so fabulous. It was so much fun to get to see you do your thing.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. But it was so much fun because I usually will see your work on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, just all the different things. I think I've also seen you do some workshops for other shows. So it's been really cool to actually talk to you and
Yeah.
while you're doing it. Yeah.
I'm glad I was able to work that out. It's a lot of fun. It's so much
It's
fun.
it seemed like it. Like I said, it very, very, very much Bob Ross vibes. And then we
Yeah.
had that great comment from Yalaki that who said, uh, it's very relaxing watching you, and it was very, very much
Awesome.
was. Like, listen, like I definitely watch a stream with just you.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
It's like so you can start charging like $20 a pop watch
You
me draw.
know, yeah,
Like
that was the kind of thing I was thinking about, like doing Twitch streams and stuff. But
yeah, like
I need to
VR
find myself,
ASMR, VR ASMR.
VS, yeah, VS, right.
And here's some of your quips. Your quips in the background. Oh my gosh. So tell the audience like where they can find you, where they can find your work, anything new you want to tell us about that's coming up for the next year. Tell us all the
You can find me at www.mishmasharts.com. That's michmasharts.com. And you can find me at that handle on Twitter and Instagram as well. I do have one big thing coming up, but I can't talk about it.
Ah.
Just watch me. Just watch what I'm doing. And I'll let you know.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, I'm posting the link on YouTube for the folks who are on YouTube. So
Yay.
catch that. And I'm posting that for folks who are watching on our website. But any of your social media handles? Or you said them already.
Mishmash Arts.
Okay,
All
that's
across.
okay.
That's for Insta. Yeah, Twitter as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So thank you again. Thank you so much,
Thank
Micheline.
you.
We
Thank you
appreciate
very
you.
much.
And we'll definitely want to have you back on again.
Yeah.
And for anyone that came in late, this will be available on our YouTube channel as well as the Wink Media channel. We have other workshops and panel discussions and interviews. Like we have a ton of stuff on there, and we're going to have more workshops to come. And we'll be posting about that, and we're really excited to have new faves and old faves pop on and show our membership and our friends and our colleagues some new techniques. So thank you, everyone. Oh, I have some announcements. Okay, so this month we have our Wink Winter Wonderland Extravaganza. Micheline essentially has been a part of that. Um, it's in honor of Wink magazine. The winter edition is coming out this month. It's coming out December 21st. We also have submissions open for our spring edition, and that will run through, I believe, the end of January. I believe it's January 31st. For non-members, February 2nd for current members. And we have a bunch of things that are just happening in general. So definitely check out the website, see what's going on. We also have a raffle that's happening. We're giving away some trips to Cancun for folks who are interested in pre-ordering Wink Winter 2021. So check that out on the website too. And again, thanks you, Micheline, and thank you everyone who's been with us. So take care and be well, y'all.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Good night.